to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Hoops in which I don't give a fuck.
I'm just
man. I don't remember if it was something that. Well, you would know more about it than I would if you sent it to me. It was someone talking about the
not necessarily
shareholder shenanigans of how stocks have no value and can't be taxed until the moment in which you sell them.
Right.
So whatever your profit is, or whatever your worth is relative to the stocks that you own, is a figurative number, and you can't be taxed on that number because you haven't.
There's no actual wealth there. It's just all paper money.
However, and that's a frequent
misnomer
thing used when someone says, "Well, if you're worth blah 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 billions of dollars, why aren't you being taxed at blah 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 billions of dollars?" And said billionaire would be like, "Well, I don't actually have that money because it's all tied up in blah,
it's
blah,
in
blah.
stocks.
I haven't
realized that cash yet."
Yes, you can't tax me on that, but the way that Elon leveraged his stocks, which have no worth, in order to get people to loan him money to then buy Twitter, flips that on its head, because that means that
now there's a value attached.
Now there's value. You leverage. You got someone to give you money based on value that you're saying you don't actually have, but you do because someone gave you money.
So is that a situation where he's not being taxed because he didn't sell anything?
He's literally double dipping the definition of, do you have it or do you not?
Yeah.
And in an instance where he needed it, people had no problem leveraging.
But then you need it, but then you don't sell it to use it. You just use it to leverage.
Which was part of the sell of Twitter X to his AI offshoot that.
He sold?
Yes, he sold or did sell or is working on selling. He's to the whatever the Tesla Gen AI or whatever the fuck his AI firm is.
Yeah,
bought Twitter from him. So, and what it allows him to do, because they bought whatever that other firm is of his, bought X at like billions of dollars less than what he paid. So it allows Elon to take an $11 billion loss, which means he depreciates all of his other assets that he didn't technically have a worth for. It's absolutely fucking mind-boggling. It's
because you're just dealing with it instead of cash. You're dealing with it in stocks,
right?
Which have a relative value,
which he never actually used. He used other people's money.
Yeah.
Like, this is how much I'm worth, but I need you to give me the money. I'm good for it because I have these. It's absolutely fucking shenanigans. You and I don't get to play this game because we'd be like, well, you have $10,000 and we're going to fucking tax it. Okay, I don't actually have it, but I do want you to give me money that I can shell to buying a motorcycle.
Right.
And if I then want to sell it for less, I get to take the loss, not you.
Because if we're doing it, we're borrowing it out of our 401k, and then we have to fucking pay it back.
Right.
Or we get penalized.
He just went.
Yeah, he's just shuffling paperwork.
Yeah, he's passed through. It's fascinating, and the whole thing was like this is how people of that type of income get to leverage money in a way that no one else can.
And I guarantee you, some of that isn't his own design, right? He's got people that he pays
Oh, for sure.
that are financial fuck,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, you don't need the cash because then you'll get taxed on
Right.
it.
Yeah.
This is how you're going to skirt that.
Yeah. If you never actually take it and you transition it to a different form of or you get someone to, and then it's fascinating shit. But money at that income strata is fucking wizard shit.
Yeah.
Wizard.
For sure.
Welcome to Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 340. This time, I tracked the number.
Damn. Because you got time, I guess.
Yes, I'm the Lord Fu.
I'm Jim.
Lord of unemployment. Hey, let's talk about the unspoken thing in the room.
There is a elephant in here that is
all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
groping me with its trunk.
Your mountain biking fetish.
Oh, God. It's not all of a sudden. This is years in the making.
Listen.
Fucker.
Because we're going here first.
No, I think we need to deal with the other elephant in the room.
We'll get there because it'll take up so much shit.
All right.
So
I caught you off guard, did I?
Dude.
Good.
I told Venus, it started on like a Saturday or Sunday. Uh-huh. You sent a group chat, a YouTube video that had like I want to do this, or I totally want to do this. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those guys doing a downhill mountain bike track course thing. And I thought like, it's good. It's
Jim
good.
says that shit all the time.
It's good to have.
He wants to snowboard too, but he doesn't have one of those.
Jim's got big dreams.
Exactly.
Big dreams. And I went, oh man, that's cool. And then and I just thought, outlier.
Oh sure.
And then there was another one, and then like a post of like something about a Honda mountain bike, and I'm like, where? This is so weird. And then you sent another one about the first one was the guy that got injured. And then there was like a couple more. And then the Facebook post about mountain bikes. And I went, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, I am getting mountain bike shit from Jim. Like, I don't know what's going on. And there was something else. And then you were like, yeah, I'm going to get the fucking bike. And then you,
I said,
we talked about specs.
I just bought a mountain bike.
Yeah. And I went, guy's got no rack on his, I don't know where this is. And then
how are you going to get it home?
I honestly, with a little bit of like, what the fuck is going on? Sent something, you're like, where is this coming from? This is crazy. And you're like, I've always been here. This is my jam. And I've been doing this. I'm like, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
I already had a mountain bike, but it was a huge piece of shit. And I did not like riding it. It was probably, I think, a Huffy built full suspension Honda trail something or other.
Okay.
Honda racing thing that was given to me, and it's great. It's fine. It did what it did, but it is a piece of shit. It has.
Prior to last Saturday, when was the last time you actually rode it?
Oh, it's been hanging in the garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like I've driven past the house and seen you on a mountain bike and went, oh, Jim still mountain bikes.
No. Well, it's one of those things where it's like, I've got this bike and I hate fucking riding it, so I'm not going to get it down. But I don't like the brakes are sketchy as fuck, and
are they the hub pinch ones?
The rim brakes.
Yeah, come on, man.
And the brakes are sketchy as fuck, and they've never really worked very well, and the thing barely stops. And then the bike itself is super heavy, and it's a full suspension bike. And when you really get into it to pedal, the whole thing fucking flexes. And like, it just drives me crazy. Like,
that's a nightmare.
It's not a fun bike to ride. I've never really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I have put some miles on it, but it's no bueno.
Okay.
And so for a long time, I've been like, it got hung up in the garage few years ago. Mm-hmm. And
it's never come down since.
It's just never come down because it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And my garage has 10-foot ceilings, and it's hanging from the ceiling.
Oh.
So like
it's up there.
Yeah, I gotta crawl it up the wall to get it on the hook, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a nightmare to get it up there and to get it back down. And so it's a thing.
And to be fair, if that weekend you had sent me skateboard shit, I'd have been like, oh, he's getting back into it. Like I would know that this was your jam and this was something you were doing. But the mountain bike stuff was left field. I'm like, I don't know if I've ever heard him talk about. And then you're like, yeah, I used to fucking go and do. I'm like,
Where what?
What the fuck?
Well, I used to ride a lot, and then skateboarding sort of happened, and then I wasn't
Did
as
you
much
do
into
both
it.
At the same time?
Not really.
Or was it one, the other?
It was sort of like biking and then skating, and then got back into biking, and then the thing of it is, like, a lot of things get shelved because, you're a family.
Right.
You've got other shit to pay for. So, you look at the prices of bikes and you're like, fuck. Like a decent bike is $900, $1,000 easily.
Oh yeah.
For a base, like, decent bike.
Right.
And it's like, I don't have that kind of money just laying around that I can put $1,000 for myself into a thing when I've got kids or whatever, and things and repairs and whatever else.
Right.
So, I'm 53, right?
Right.
Chandler is married and and my daughter is going to graduate from fucking school with a doctorate in
audiology
August.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want something for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I was like, it's one of those things where YouTube sort of fed me some shit, and I was like, fuck. And then as it fed me shit and I watched it, I got fed more shit. And I'm like, fuck. And then I started sharing some stuff, and I'm like, fuck, I really want just a decent mountain bike. I don't want a fucking full suspension thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just want a good quality bike that, like, maybe I can upgrade over time.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm just getting back into it. So, like, I got to get comfortable on this thing. I need to lose some weight. I want to do some exercise. So there's all these things going on. And I'm like, how much money do I have to spend to get an okay...
Something that you're comfortable with.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be new.
Confident.
I don't have to buy anything new. I'll buy a used bike.
Yeah.
So, Facebook Marketplace. Started looking at bikes. Came across a couple bikes, and I was like, $500. Well, shit, if they're listing it for $500, I can get it for cheaper than that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran across this bike, and it was in Fair Oaks, so it's not too far away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was the bike was a Marin Bobcat Trail 4, I think a 21. So it's only 4 years old. And I sent the guy a message like, would you take $350 for it? Why not? Like, why not? And he's like, I wouldn't do it for anything less than 20% off, which is $400. I'm like, sold. Like, I'll do that.
Okay.
And then it just took me like 2 days to get down there because he's in Fair Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're both busy.
Wait, was that the one that you shared the screenshot that was $1?
Mm-hmm.
It was like $500, $1. That was not that bike?
I think it was that bike.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
You didn't really get it for $1, did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, $400.
Someone was playing shenanigans with their Facebook ads to get you to, like, engage.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if I assume it's the same one.
Okay.
I also found another, like a Bobcat Trail 5, which is like the next model up. Was some guy had listed for $550. The guy never replied to me, and I was like, okay,
it was probably hot.
I mean, who knows?
Right.
But this is the perfect bike. I fucking love riding it. It's super comfortable. It's everything I would want out of a mountain bike. Hardtail, front suspension.
Yeah.
Disc brakes, like fucking, it's got, it's not cable brakes. They're hydraulic brakes.
Yeah. Mineral oil or actual dot fluid?
I think it's just mineral oil.
My Cannondale used actual dot 3.
Oh, really?
Only to then when I bought the fat bike, the new hot thing was mineral oil.
Oh, okay.
It was no longer.
I'm pretty sure it's mineral oil.
Okay, yeah.
Doesn't have tubeless tires, so tube tires, which I guess tubeless tires is the new hot shit. It has a 2x9 transmission, so 2 gears up front and 9 in the back.
Okay.
Which I guess now is not the thing. Everybody wants 1x something, 1x9 or 1x10 or whatever it is.
Oh.
And most of that is because there's so many options now for levering things on the handlebars that I'm finding out, okay, if I want to get a dropper seat for it, for instance, well, I've got shifters on both sides. Where do I have the room to put a dropper post
I see. Yes.
thing?
Right.
Along with the brakes, right? So that's sort of the other struggle, because I want to get a dropper post for it.
Right. Yes. All of a sudden, your handlebars look like a Jeep crawler dash with like shit on the fucking
exactly.
posts.
And it does need a set of tires. So I've been looking at, well, can I change to tubeless? How much more is that? And that's a process because you got to like tape the inside of the wheel. And then you got to get tubeless tires, which are more expensive. And then you also put sealant inside there. That's a whole thing. And then also you have to get stems. So the stems just mount to the rim so that you can use tubeless. It doesn't have to be tubeless for me, you know. The bike ride's nice. I don't have any...
Like, if I'm not going to pop the tire, then I'm not riding hard enough.
Well, my big issue is, like, what has happened to me multiple times is take it out somewhere where you got thorn bushes, and then next thing you got a puncture in your tube.
Oh, yeah.
And that...
Fucking bullheads.
Yeah, that is bullshit. And there's a lot of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Around here.
All the sidewalks are fucking laced with that shit.
Yeah.
I was chasing... when Piper was riding her bike a lot, chasing punctured tubes from bullheads all the time on the fucking sidewalks.
Now, if you go with a tubeless tire, you don't have that problem as much because the sealant will seal the inside of the tire.
Sure.
And you don't have a tube to pop, so it will tend to fix itself. And if it doesn't, you can always plug it like a car tire. You can buy plug kits. So there's that. And I've just, man, it's a whole different world now. Like, mountain biking has changed a lot since I last rode.
So this all stems from, fuck it, Dad, something for me.
A little bit.
Good.
Yeah, well, I'm not getting any younger.
Amen. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So I'm like, yeah, I want to go fucking ride. I'm going to ride around the neighborhood and like the little trails we have around here as much as I can and get up stamina and try and lose a little weight. And then once I'm more comfortable with my muscles and all that shit and like really understanding the shifting because, you know, it's like, well, what this button, if I'm in this gear and this button on this side, it's backwards and, you know.
It'll take time.
Yeah, so it'll take some time. I'm really working on just not ever shifting the front ever and just leaving it in the big one.
Yeah.
So there's that and just running the rears. But, you know, and then I'll fucking start taking it out to Folsom or, you know, maybe Salmon Falls or... Heels Point, whatever.
Well, it's like we said a couple shows back. Like the time that I've spent outside in the last 3 weeks, just like almost getting physically physically exhausted. Yeah. From being overly doing yard work stuff. I sleep better. Yeah. But it feels better. Now, I was trying to do in stops and starts, gym stuff, or in the garage gym stuff. And it really wasn't until I think Venus in the last 3 weeks herself hit like a
wall.
Yeah, I want to feel better or get more active. Whatever her drive is, because I'm constantly in the same headspace. Like, I want to be here. We're not getting any younger.
No.
I want to be here for the next things that happen.
Yeah.
Whether that's graduation or grandkids or marriages or a college thing. All of those things I want to be here for.
Yeah.
I want to see those stories.
Yeah.
And I can't get there if I'm not taking care of my body. And that means a good balanced diet. That doesn't mean counting calories all the time, but it does mean eating smart and eating well.
Yeah.
And it does mean exercise. There's no real short way or smooth PC version to convey that outside. You need to start putting in some time into exercise.
Yeah.
However that starts, I think, is almost irrelevant. It's creating the pattern of, I need to get out and walk.
Yeah.
I need to jump rope. I need to lift weights, get on a bike, get on a rower.
Well, one of the things
Something.
that sort of was a motivator for me, and this sounds really dumb, I think, but also kind of interesting, was a YouTube video that came across my feed. Was this woman who is a professional racer, mountain bike racer.
Mountain bike, okay.
And her husband she likes to go out training, but her father has been a bike racer guy his entire life, and he was in his early 70s now.
Mm-hmm.
And she wants him to be able to, and he even races and competes now in the old age whatever they call that.
Seniors.
The senior, in the senior races, and he wins.
Good for him. Yeah.
And
okay.
So he wants to go train with her and the husband, but he can't really keep up anymore. Being in his early 70s, he can't keep up.
Okay.
So she went and bought him an e-bike.
Mm-hmm.
And the bike was, I looked it up, it's a $6,000 bike.
Yeah.
Very expensive. But the cool thing about this bike was it's all app driven. So you Bluetooth to it with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're on the trail and you just need to make adjustments, you just Bluetooth with your phone to it and beep, boop, bop, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's cool about this bike is you use the app to adjust the percentage of help.
Contribution.
So you compare them to him and go, well, he probably needs maybe 30% help to keep up with us and still be working. So he's not pedaling.
Right.
He's working, but he's just getting help to stay in line with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, that's really cool. And the guy's 72. I'm like, I'm not
right.
not that far
Yeah.
from that guy, but I want to ride bikes. And they're out on trails and stuff. And they're not doing like some of that downhill shit I sent you. They're not doing anything. They're just out trail riding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, that just looks fun. You know?
The e-bike, mountain bike thing reminds me a lot, especially it's almost like a time displacement conversation from snowboarders to skiers to me.
Yeah.
And the interesting, you and I talked about this loosely a couple days ago when I was telling you that my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Randy, avid mountain biker. He's got a mountain bike chain tattoo on his calves.
Oh, geez.
It's really nice. Avid mountain biker.
Yeah.
He retired last year, but has since gone back to contract for school districts. as a retirement gift to himself, he bought himself a used Santa Cruz Heckler.
Oh, those are nice.
An e-bike.
Yeah.
And up until that moment, he was one of those people that looked down upon or made the cheater type of things to the mountain bikers that
used e-bikes.
Yeah. And what he said was, once he had gotten it, because he was like, well, I just want to, like, it's a gift to me, and I would like to see and try.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll never go back. And, I'm like, well, how do you square the argument where you were in a position where you
were like, fuck you,
fuck
e-bike
those guys.
people.
They don't know what it's like to go hard.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And he was like, what's interesting about the e-bike thing is that you can control, on the higher end bikes, you certainly control the
help.
The help.
Yeah.
But he's like, if you could only go, let's say 20 miles on a normal bike, on an e-bike, you go 25, 30. He's like, the work output is almost the same.
Yeah.
Because what happens is the e-bike affords you an opportunity to press further distances. He's like, now I do rides that are 4 hours long instead of 2 hours.
And gassing out.
And then I gas out. He's like, so I'm working more time and getting more distance. Now, is that because my workout is strained over a longer duration? Well, of course. Is it the same amount of workout? No. I worked 2 hours here, and now I work 4 hours.
Right.
He's like, I'm absolutely, and it's not.
You're not working out as hard,
right,
because you're getting,
right,
but you're working out much longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was it for him. He's like, because mountain bike enthusiasts love the bike. They love the ride.
Yeah.
Like, to discount someone's participation in mountain biking just because of what they're riding seems like they just want to ride.
Yeah.
Just like you. They just want to ride.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing that kind of disassociation between hardtails and full suspension. I think that one was more about, like, money, like, oh shit, fucking that guy's in the higher tax bracket. But this e-bike to manual seems to be one of those, like, you don't fucking put in time like I put in time. When we were out at Folsom doing Piper's botany project,
yeah,
we heard a guy behind on a not hardtail, on a manual behind an e-bike guy say, cheater.
Oh.
And we're like, we're like, haha. And then I off to the side, once they had passed, it was like wow, it's still a thing. It reminded me 100% of the, like, no snowboarders on the mountain, man. Fucking,
yeah.
Yeah. They like, people just
there's
want to
a
ride.
stigma.
People just want to ride.
Yeah.
Snowboarders, skiers, let's enjoy the powder. Let's enjoy the snow. Let's enjoy the mountain.
I would imagine most of the people that are riding e-bikes are probably older folks, typically, that just want to be able to keep up with somebody younger. I would say a vast majority are probably that way.
I don't know. know. I mean, if money was no object, would you opt for an e-bike over a manual?
Not now.
Not now.
No, I'm probably 10 years from that, probably.
Why?
Because I don't feel like I need the help at this point.
Oh, okay.
Now,
but you're also not doing trail shit.
Not yet.
Like, if you went out to fucking Folsom and you started doing mountains and shit.
But I'm not going to do that right away.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Now, here's something interesting. So I've had done a bunch of research prior to purchasing this bike. And apparently Walmart, this sounds terrible, Walmart has a bike that has sort of turned the mountain bike community a little bit on its head to a certain degree. It's called the Ozark Trail FS 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a full suspension mountain bike that people are saying is very good, and it's $400.
Oh, wow.
It's full suspension, and probably the most you would have to do is maybe change the forks and the rear shock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it. And, that's probably an extra $200
plus $2. Okay.
An extra $200. So for $600, you get this full suspension mountain bike from Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
and a good set of air shocks and a nice shock in the rear. And it's supposed to be a really nice bike. I've seen several YouTube videos about it. There's one guy, he's an ex-baseball player, and I can't think of what his channel name is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, I intend to ride the shit out of this bike. Like, Walmart sent it to me. I don't have to say anything good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Full disclosure, they gave me this bike and said, we want to hear some feedback.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to upgrade it, and I'm going to ride the crap out of it and see how it holds up. And so, but he's like, I'm getting a bunch of crap from people, because there's this weird stigma in the mountain biking community about you got to have a Santa Cruz or a fucking Cannondale or a Marin or a whatever, all these expensive bikes I've never even heard of.
So weird.
That if you don't have some of this high-end stuff, then you're
fucking mountain bikers, take it down a notch. Oh,
it's crazy.
Oh, that was the other thing that I noticed that changed. So in my day, the front forks and shocks had like an oil component. Now it's like an air compressed component.
Yeah, mine's.
Like, oh well, fuck you guys.
Mine is not air based.
Is it an oil?
It's an oil.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you just fucking compress it to fucking blah blah blah.
You
PSI.
can adjust them.
Like holy shit, dude.
Yeah, you add air to that.
Does that make them cheaper?
No, they're more expensive.
The airs? Yeah. The airs?
Yeah, sure.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then there's like crazy shit like tapered head tubes now, right? Because all the new forks have tapered like headset, so
my head gets bigger at the top, so there's no taper. Hashtag love you.
I mean, it's a
hashtag sorry kids,
dude. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. The through axles is a big deal now.
Does the Ozark have a 1 gear front, or is it a 2 gear?
I think I don't remember off the top of my head. Might be a 1x. I don't remember.
See, and here's the other thing. We went through an almost entire episode months back about how I repaired and rejuvenated this fucking fat bike back here. Yeah. And you didn't say shit about, in my day, I used to go out to Folsom and jump shit on a mountain bike.
To be fair, the fat bike...
Watch your mouth, bitch.
It's scary to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I just always figured I would cruise on this thing, but I've used that to go up and down Hidden Valley Falls.
Yeah, I mean...
Hidden Falls.
Sure. It's more of a cush ride. You can like lower the air pressure on it and just go nuts.
Oh, yeah. Not that I've done that.
And I don't even... Does it have suspension?
No.
So the suspension is basically the tires.
Yes,
yeah.
You just goose the tires or not.
Did you watch that video I sent you?
I did.
About that super fat boy bike?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing was crazy.
Yes.
A 6-inch fat tires.
That's excessive.
But I don't know. Fat bikes they don't intrigue me as much as just kind of a standard mountain bike.
If I thought that I was going to ever do the kind of shit that you were sending me, I could not do that on the fat bike.
Oh no.
Because I understand like weight mobility. That thing is heavy as it's like it's a brick.
It's a tank.
It is heavy as fuck.
Yeah. Are they tubeless tires or do they have tubes?
No, they have tubes.
Do they?
Yeah.
So that's even heavier.
Right.
Yeah.
I would Hidden Falls is like a fire access road trail shit.
Yeah.
There's no real switchback video stuff that
Oh, yeah.
Not even that fat bike video that you sent.
Yeah.
It's not even close to that. I would not even consider doing that because I don't think I could move something that heavy with nimbleness that would be required of. If you said, Jay, let's go out to Folsom and ride some of those trails, which I have done as well.
You would take the fat bike.
I would not.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, I would be like, I'm going to buy an Ozark too, and I'll see you out there.
Yeah.
Because my fitness I would struggle with understanding. Like I understand the mechanics of being able. Some of it is you, and some of it is being able to move the bike. And I would need a lighter bike to get me around some of those things.
There's definitely your control of the bike is a big part of moving the bike, right? I mean, how well you know it, and how efficient you can move it, and be able to move gears and that kind of thing without like breaking a chain or whatever.
And that takes us to ruts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did I send you? I sent you, yes, the ruts. I once did the trail at the top of Lake Clementine down Auburn Ravine. And I was on a front suspension hardtail giant.
Okay.
I was 20s, so in shape, light fella.
Yeah.
I had been mountain biking and doing, I was still running. I think I was, at the time, I was at my second semester of Chico State. So we're talking late 90s. I had ridden a number of times the Upper Bidwell Park trails. I was fairly confident, but not a mountain biker. I went on that Auburn Ravine Trail from Lake Clementine down to the bottom of the river, and there were ruts in there that when you talked about just the other day, I'm still trying to figure out my confidence on some stairs.
Yes.
Ruts scare the shit out of me.
So you're talking about a trail
that's got like a water rut.
A water channel kind of.
Yes.
You lean the wrong direction.
I got stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to bail and I didn't crash, but the panic of having my tire bound to a channel that I couldn't pop out of.
Yeah.
Dude, pucker 6,000. Because then it's like the stuff that you've been sending.
Yeah.
You're not having to pedal. You're on a downhill momentum thing.
Yeah.
And I got popped into this rut, and it was like a bobsled, but for my fucking mountain bike.
Right.
And I could not get myself, and it was like all I could see for hundreds of feet was this fucking rut making turns.
And you can't get out of it.
That I could not get myself out of. And I was following Jason French, who I'm no longer friends with.
Probably because of this rut.
Probably because of this thing. And he was a mountain biker.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't want to look bad as I was following this. Fuck, dude. It was nothing. I would have, if it was possible to pull in my bike seat into my asshole for how hard I was puckering of eating shit as I was going down the Yuba Canyon wall.
Yeah.
Dude. Ruts.
No good.
Give me the panic attack.
It's just I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have a bike that I want to ride.
I am excited because this came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't tell if he's having a fucking momentary midlife crisis or if this is something
partially, I guess.
Is this something he does and he's just never fucking mentioned it? And Vita's like, well, You should be just fucking happy that he wants to get out. I'm like, fucking, well, of course. I mean, I know he was going to the gym for a while, but fucking now he's got a goddamn bike and a Cadillac. So there's the other thing. Did you buy a bike rack? How are you getting the bike around?
I'm just riding it. So
are you going to get a bike rack?
Possibly. I mean, we have a CRV, so I mean, literally, I could throw it in the back.
Do you have to detach a tire for that, or do you just chuck it in the back?
It might fit.
Does your wife have any problems driving the Cadillac while you go out and mountain bike?
No, I mean, she drove the Cadillac while her car was in the shop or whatever.
Does she have any problems?
Shop? What was wrong with her car?
Oh, suspension? While the rears were shot? Why do I feel she drove that for a long time?
Oh, you know what it was? She drove it because Millie took her car and the Subaru was in the shop.
That's right.
Yeah, so she was driving the Cadillac quite a bit.
Right. Millie took it to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Her car was getting the head gasket.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not too worried about it. It's old and it doesn't fit any cars, I'm sure. I have an old Yakima system that I had on my 91 Civic Si that's up in the attic that hasn't been used in years, and they don't sell parts for it anymore.
Do they make rails for a Cadillac?
I do have a bike rack that will fit on the back that straps to the trunk.
Yeah. I would not trust that because those cushions probably are now like 80 grit and they would eat your paint.
Because I was like, do I want to put that on that car?
Or you put some PPF on your trunk so that way the cushions.
Carbon fiber towels.
Microfiber towels?
Yeah. I call them
How much have you had to drink? Jesus
I call them
Christ.
carbon fiber because that's one of the YouTube channels I watch. He always calls them carbon fiber.
So what is the frame of the Marin? Is it aluminum or steel?
It's aluminum.
Oh, yeah, you're fucking set, dude.
It's a nice bike. I wish I brought it over here for you to check out.
Marins are nice bikes.
I know. And, the thing of it is it wasn't hard. Because the thing was, as I'm going through Facebook Marketplace and I'm looking at bikes, I would Google it. Like, what review on this bike. And then it would always take me to Reddit mountain biking.
Okay.
And then it would be like, oh, that bike's shit. Don't buy it because of XYZ. And I'm like, fuck.
Okay.
And then I kept doing this and like over and over. Oh, what about this bike? A Giant something. And they're like, no, that bike's crap because of blah, blah. And I'm like, fuck. Do they just hate every bike?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like mountain bikers are the most judgmental fuckers ever.
Clearly, that's the messaging I'm getting. Like, everyone's got a beef.
I'll tell you something else. But so then I ran across the Marin, and I'm like, I've always kind of liked Marins. And I'm like, Google it, and everyone's like, oh, that's a fucking killer bike. Great starter bike. And I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
You're saying it's good?
¿Cómo te llamas?
I mean, everyone's like, here's what you do with those. New grips, new pedals.
Mm-hmm.
Change out the fork if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Put a dropper post on it. That's all it needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and maybe go tubeless on the tires. And I'm like, fuck, that's not that much.
Right. So wait,
so
you
I was
paid
like,
what?
Okay. It's a $900 bike retail.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $400.
So let me ask you, is there a reason why you didn't then opt for the Walmart Ozark as a new thing?
I didn't want a full suspension bike.
Oh, because it was full suspension.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I wanted a hardtail bike.
I saw something years ago about, and this is science-y shit, about how a lot of full suspension bikers and racers were going from full suspension back to hardtail.
Yeah.
Because the workforce energy loss of transmitting energy from the human body to the pedals to the rear wheel,
as the bike is flexing,
right, is you put more power and force to the rear wheel in a hardtail than you do a full suspension.
Yeah.
And the workforce efficiency is better on a hardtail than it is on a full suspension.
Yeah.
The ride is cushier, absolutely.
Sure.
Is it probably, I can't remember, and it's unfortunate that I'm probably butchering the study. Is it single digits? Possibly. But
I think it's just a whole different field.
But there is a workforce percentage loss in how you transmit your leg energy to pedals to the rear wheel when there is suspension on that rear wheel. It then goes into the shock, which is then absorbed by all of those forces, as opposed to a hardtail where it only goes one place.
Yeah.
It's either the frame and support or the rear wheel cassette.
Yeah.
It goes there.
Yeah.
There's no force loss in the bounce of the suspension. Does that make it harder on your anus? Yes.
Well, I've always been a very forceful pedaler, and the full suspension Honda racing thing that I have, whatever the fuck, I noticed a lot on that bike that bike would just flex as I was trying to let's go, and the bike would just be
get up out of the seat.
It would be like, and I'm just like, come on, let's.
Yeah.
And I was working harder just to ride it down the street, let alone go out on a trail on it, And so I didn't really care for that, and so I chose a hardtail specifically.
Yeah.
And especially because that bike had very good reviews. I've seen countless people in the YouTube community and talking about how much that bike is loved. So I'm like, yeah, cool,
I have
perfect.
nothing bad to say about Marines. I have only had positive experiences from 1 degree owners of Marines that I have either seen in passing on decades past of duathlon, triathlon stuff, or as well as the Bay Area people that I know that also buy Marines.
Yeah.
Or someone looking for that, what is the term you enchant? The Pro-E.
Pro-E.
It's that space in between, man, I want to buy something it's good for my bang for my buck and not going to make me regret quality to the product.
Right.
But also, damn, this is a good product.
They're proven.
Right.
They're proven.
Yeah, someone that's not trying to take my money with a brand name slapped on it.
Yeah.
But also, man, I'm just looking for, I don't want to end up in the ER at the end of a ride kind of a thing. But also, I do know that price points do oftentimes equate to quality and quality of a product.
Yeah.
So materials, Shimano's and fucking RockShox or whatever the fuck go into.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have a RockShox or a Fox. It's got I forget what the brand is. Front fork.
Ulanzi.
It's a brand that I know, but I was like, whatever.
Sure.
I forget what the gear set is, but I think most of the parts are all Shimano. It's all really good stuff, and even the brakes, it's night and day from the piece of shit that I had before. So I'm excited. I am glad. I'm bummed I did not ride it today. I was very hot when I took Max on the walk, and I got home, and I'm like, I'm already just fucking sweating, and I just don't feel like killing myself in the heat today.
When did you?
So today was the first day I didn't ride it.
I was going to say, when did you pick it up?
Friday
of last week.
Yeah.
And you've rode it every day.
Every single day. I'll probably ride it. Maybe I'll ride it around the block tonight.
Fucking
after
A,
I do
dude.
the show.
I'm excited that you're
in fact,
excited to ride.
A couple of days, twice.
Mornings,
I'll walk Max.
Yeah.
And then
get in the house, bitch.
The next half of my lunch is on the bike, and
God
then
damn.
I'll ride it.
Good
at night.
for you. That's fucking awesome.
I did. It's like 3 miles to go around the whole block.
Yeah.
17 minutes or something.
You're just
I'm just
hooking it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get.
Find a curb and bounce it and then bounce up.
I don't even have to.
What
I'm
were
just
the
trying to
steps
get.
that you were fucking with?
Oh, at Boljon School. I went up there and went, well, I'll come back.
Have you done some steps?
Oh, curbs and stuff. Sure.
Were you going to jump down the steps?
I was just going to roll down.
Oh.
And I went, okay, I'll come back.
Yeah, sometime.
They look way steeper from up top than they are from the bottom. And it's not like I haven't done it before.
You're like, fucking.
I'll be back for you.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
Yeah,
I'm going to get out here with some chalk and write, "You're my bitch."
Well,
and hopefully the kids won't notice, but.
It's just getting comfortable on a new thing like that and being 53 and like not having been riding for much.
Are you going to get a helmet? Do you have a helmet? I saw a cool helmet that one of those guys was it the fat bike guy? That like went down around your jaw. It was like a foam ring. I'm like, fuck, dude, do I need a new helmet?
Speaking of helmet, I found a Oakley Dirt DRT3 helmet on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's normally like $150.
Mm-hmm.
They had this like forest green one for $50-something, and I'm like, yes.
Nice.
Large, order it.
Yeah.
It came and it was a medium.
Oh,
so I got it yesterday.
God damn it.
I put it on. I'm like, this thing is fucking small. Like, and it wouldn't, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I get my phone out and I like start peeking around the fucking medium. And I'm like, God damn it.
That was like the Adidas underwear I ordered on Monday.
Yeah.
They came double XL. I'm like, dude.
It's free balling now.
Listen, I'm flattered. I'm flattered, but no.
So I'm like, okay, well, obviously I want you to send me another fucking helmet because this is the wrong shit.
Right.
So when I go to process a replacement, it just returns it. And I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to fucking return it. I want you to send me the right shit. Like, dealing with Amazon sometimes is very challenging from that regard.
Right.
So I'm like, got on a chat with somebody. I'm like, look, I ordered a large. It came today. I put it on. It doesn't fit. I'm looking around. All the stickers say medium. The box says medium. There's a sticker on the visor says medium. It says medium in the helmet. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I process a return because I was trying to get a replacement, not to return it necessarily.
Right.
And it doesn't give me the option to have a replacement with a return.
Right.
So I just have a return now. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. I'm like, not only that, I go to reorder the helmet again, and it's now over $10 more than it was when I ordered it. I'm like, I don't want to pay more for someone else to fuck up and send me the wrong shit. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, I just wanted to, like, go to fucking Kohl's and go, you gave me the wrong shit, give me the right shit. That's all I wanted to do.
Right.
And so essentially what he did was he had me order it, which was like actually turned out to be almost $20 more. And then he notated that order so that when I get it, I can chat with somebody, and apparently they will give it to me for free.
Oh, wow.
So I'm getting a $150 helmet for $0.
Nice.
But we'll see, because that's supposed to come Friday.
Nice. Unlike my underwear, which was like a return and would you like a different size? I'm like, yeah, I would like the fucking mediums because
that's what fits my crotch.
Fits my waist. Unless you have an extra large wang pouch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Do you have a double?
Like I need a double junk pouch with a medium waist. Does that happen? Can they stitch that in?
Yeah. So I do have a helmet coming. It was here, but it didn't fit.
Is it a mountain bike?
It's a mountain bike helmet with a visor. Nice. It's a nice looking helmet.
I have like the standard like Bell whatevers, but I'm like, I saw that one guy's on the fat bike video. I'm like, but that looks like it's got like some sort of side jaw protection. That's weird.
Let's see, DRT3. It's a nice looking helmet. I gotta admit.
Fucking
A. So that's, like I said, that's on. Fuck, it's even more today.
Well, I ain't buying it. You can't sell me on it.
I mean, now it's $67. So anyway, have a helmet. I got some gloves because I noticed that the grips were very.
Did you not do grips yet?
I haven't done any upgrades to the bike yet.
You're like, I just need to make sure I love you.
I have to feel the bike out, figure out what I want to do first. But I'm probably the dropper post is one of the first things. I definitely want to do that. I'm going to send this to you so you can look at what the helmet looks like. So, yeah, fucking bike, man. Oh, and then I also bought a mount for the ceiling in the garage. So it's got claws and I can pull it up and get it off the floor because otherwise I don't have any place for it in the garage at this point.
Oh.
And then so it'll hang off the handlebars and the seat, and then you could just rope it up and then tie the rope off. That's in the garage. I have to mount it. And then I ordered a bike repair thing. Post thing.
I have one.
Yeah, I ordered one of those.
Good for you. So you can work on it, like noodle on it, like the guys over at Dick's.
Yep. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
We were talking a little bit about this, the bike community being very, like, looking down their nose at people.
Yes.
This particular bike sold brand new from Bob's Cycle Center in Fair Oaks.
Okay.
We have a Bob's Cycle Center here in Roseville, right?
Okay.
And it's over across the street from America's Tire by the Auto Mall.
Okay.
Bob's Cycle Center.
All right.
So the girls wanted to go to Goodwill. So I dropped them off and ran over because I needed the stems are the not regular Schrader valves. They're the Presta valves.
Yes.
And I needed to be able to fill it up with a regular Schrader valve pump.
Okay.
So I went in there to get an adapter. And then I was kind of asking questions. And the guy was not being it was like, I was like, oh, do you guys have dropper posts? Like, what does that look like as far as cost? Because I'd kind of been pricing them like on Amazon and a bunch of places. And the way he was talking to me was like I was a fucking idiot. And that just drives me crazy. Like, first of all, dropper posts, that's a new thing to me. Like, I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
Right. Me neither.
You know what I mean?
Well, okay. Yeah.
But like, I'm asking a question like like what's that cost look like? And he just starts going into all technical questions. And I'm like, I'm not looking to I just want to know like what the cost is. What is your cost? You know what I mean? And he just went off on this tangent about shit, almost like he was like my dad or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it's like I'm going to fucking do everything I can not to go into bike shop. And we have the Hub bicycles right down the street. I mean, I got right there for my house. Is that the one
on Vernon? Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Over by
Mike's. Mike's is the one on Vernon.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'll go in there because now I'm like worried that I'll be, looked down at for asking a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I asked a fucking question. You know what I mean?
Not everyone is like a gearhead pro. Like, take it easy.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for advice.
I'm not going to Whistler and riding the bike park tomorrow.
Right.
I just bought a bike. I have questions. And if your pricing isn't fucking crazy, maybe I'll buy it from you.
Right.
But guess what? Their pricing was crazy.
If you turn me off with attitude and pricing, well then guess what I'm relegated to.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't even tell me what brand or whatever they offer. He just told me, well, it's $150 for the dropper. And then you got to buy the handlebar control, and that's another $50. And then if you want us to install it, that's probably $200. And I'm like, fuck, that's more than my bike cost. You know what I mean? For a dropper seat post. I mean, I'll do it
easy.
I will literally do it myself.
Right.
You know. So what you're saying is $200 for a fucking dropper seat post from you when I can get one on Amazon for close to 100 or less.
Like, do Probably the same brand.
Maybe.
You're like,
There's a whole slew of pricing.
do you understand what's happening here, sir?
One of the things that is like, I didn't know this was even a thing. Apparently, there are drivetrains and dropper seat posts that are electronically controlled. They are electronic. They don't have cables
Oh, wow.
to shift.
It's like Bluetooth?
It's some sort of radio frequency thing.
Oh, man.
I
don't know if I want that shit that close to my nuts.
You got batteries that you got to worry about making sure they're charged. Or, I don't know.
You're like, it's a fucking CR 2032. You're like, damn, dog. Can you imagine being like 2 hours into a ride and your watch battery CR 2032 needs an up, and you go to drop your seat and you put your butthole straight into a seat post?
Dude, some of this stuff, like, you're like, that's a thing?
Yeah.
What?
Holy shit.
Wow. Okay.
God damn.
So yeah, it's a whole new world, but like, I'm not going to go crazy. Just the essentials for now.
It's good for your body. Your body will thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah.
And it's not like, as we talked about, it's not like being physical
Yeah.
absolves you from dying early or something, but being active helps you.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt. It's not going to fucking hurt, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of midlife crisis.
Right, here we go.
What else did I do?
What? Oh, I don't know. What else?
I bought a fucking snowboard.
Oh, yes. Right?
We went to an estate sale. And
Like, what are the odds that you would find the right length?
Oh, yeah. Well, I keep an eye. Anytime we go to estate sales, I'm always looking for snowboard stuff. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, that's a nice board. That's a 163. That's what I want.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Oh, and it's a fucking wide board. And it's got Burton bindings.
I do like
$100.
some Burton bindings.
Fuck yeah, for $100, dude.
Do you know how old the bindings were?
I don't know.
I would be
They look like they're in good shape.
I would be cautious because Piper's bindings looked okay too, but they were old and they snapped.
Yeah, well,
So, but for $100,
Yeah. I'm in the room now.
Right now you have. I mean, you need boots, but now you have you.
I mean, if worse comes to worse, I just throw on the Sorels.
Push come to shove. I mean, your ankles may snap, but you could go up with the mountain got a new dump of snow. You could probably go up and you're like, oh, I don't have a jacket. You can go up in a tank top and fucking shorts and your Sorels.
Yeah.
And people may laugh, but you would get a run.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure it needs wax and,
Sure,
whatever.
edging. I have that equipment too.
Yeah.
If you want to fuck.
I don't know how old this kid was that owned it or anything, but it was an estate sale. So whoever the dad was or the mom or whoever was living in the house passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the kids are trying to sell off all the stuff. It was almost like the bedrooms had been left untouched. Like the kids had moved out.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Chandler and Melanie's age.
Mm-hmm.
The kids have moved out and the rooms are basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
And the garage was full of like similar things that we have in our garage, camping gear and snowboard stuff. And there were several snowboards in there, and you could see like the kids' progression because there were like I think 4 or 5 snowboards in there. And that last one was like the biggest one. And I was like, oh shit, that's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Do a Google search. Shit. It's even a wide board.
$100.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Fuck no.
So anyway.
Hey, man.
But also you have some news.
I'm unemployed.
Oh.
On Tuesday, after 26 years, 6 months and 10 days.
Now I noticed that you waited a day to tell me.
And that was a lot of that was
Disbelief. Packing up.
Wait, no, I told you Tuesday evening.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. You're right.
I did.
You're right.
I went most of the day.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I spent.
You got shit going on now.
Right. So this was what I'm probably allowed to say without jeopardizing severance packages.
Oh shit! They got you NDA'd now.
Right, is like limited. I could take it was 100% related to my location.
Yeah.
The enterprise in which I work for is opting for anyone who's in the IT industry would understand, or we've talked about it here at length with your current employment solution, RTO, return to office. Businesses that have corporate real estate that want their employee footprint to report to an office because they have XYZ reasonings for productivity or efficiency that they need or feel that those things are hit when people are in an office or in a cube. I am a remote person. I do not go into an office.
I mean, you have been remote with them for as long as I have known you.
For at least 23 years.
I mean, that is bonkers.
Right. At no point does my productivity wax or wane relative to my desktop location. I would
not to mention the fact that the stuff that you work on is remote already.
Right.
So it's not like that's going to change based on whether or not you're in an office.
My team is a follow the sun model, so I do not have the 100% participation of my team in one time zone or one city location anyway. It is more advantageous for our enterprise and support of the lines of business that we do to have people across all time zones. So the unification of a team to one city or data center or office location is not something that was feasible anyway. So if
the people that you are teamed up with we're not going to be in the same office.
We're
with
spread
you.
across the nation. We have people in Charlotte. We have people in Alabama. We have people in Minnesota, Dallas, Utah, Salt Lake City, Tempe, Phoenix, Rancho Murrieta, West Park. We have Irvine. We had people spread across the nation. It made us a better, more agile support team.
Yeah.
The enterprise was using the current market downturn and their 2018 core location strategy policy to create efficiencies. And I am a remote person, and my position was eliminated.
And you are not near
Correct.
a place that you could go into.
Correct. The nearest location to me would have been a Tempe, Phoenix location, and I opted to not participate in any such move.
So it was expected. This is an expected turn of events.
And this was something that the current CTO had put in place, somewhere about 2018 when that fella came on board in 2018. COVID obviously
pushed all that back.
Kiboshed all of that because everyone became remote because that's what was required. At that time, there was a CTO change of 2 or 3, and the CTO that immediately followed that gentleman, because they kind of took over during COVID, was a little bit more lenient on the enforcement of when those due dates of remote people need to go. And so there was a little bit of a light in a tunnel as that perhaps the policy was being reevaluated as the CTO was getting to the end of COVID, how those things were lining up. At that point, that CTO, so 2022, 2023, left to transition to a different department, and we got a new person. She took over in middle 2024, and the hope was that this person, who was much more IT centric, was, once she got onboarded, was going to either completely reevaluate the core location strategy or enforce it, and the timelines were going to be what they were going to be. We got through January, December, January, February. It became clear that once she had her legs, that the core location strategy was very much a thing that was going to be enforced, and very much a thing that was going to be something that they were putting at the top of the list of things to handle by the timelines that were originally put on paper in 2018. Well, that's 2026 by the end of its terminus. I don't know if you're anyone that's been watching the markets of late or the financial industry, but or your 401k, but the market downturn thus exacerbated a Fortune 500 company's desire to make right to their shareholders personnel efficiencies. And so that just accelerated. Well, how do I cut heads?
I don't think that's such a weird thing to even consider, because it's not like monetarily, because you work here. Monetarily, it doesn't make any difference to them. Like it just kind of blows my mind, the justification terms that they use for this activity. Less of a.
I don't know. It would be.
It's weird to me.
It would, yes, because I don't think I've ever seen. Show me the cost savings. Like, when does the cost savings of the headcount cutting kick in relative to the benefits that you're actually providing to make it not look like you're a demon, kind of a thing. So, in a nutshell, Tuesday, I received a call that was effectively a displacement call, and for the next 60 days, I'm an employee, but with no access. And then on the 61st day, I take a severance package. So
that's weird.
I'm a house husband by profession.
So you have 2 months of being an employee
and paid my salary, but no access.
That's weird.
It is.
So is there any sort of expectation of you to do anything whatsoever?
No.
That's strange.
And what the prevailing theory is because of WARN laws, if you there is a heads up that the corporations of XYZ size have to provide if they're going to start laying off people of a certain numerical value. But if they displace you or lay you off, but they keep you on board, that prevents people from knowing that a company like layoffs are coming. So they displace you, keep you on board for the duration, and then they let you go. If at any point in the next 59 days, I find a job and resign, I get no severance package. If at any point in time in the next 59 days, I do something that's against corporate conduct, I get no severance package. So I am
P's and Q's lined up.
Right. There is very much you're still an employee, so if you fuck up or we have to fire you, you get nothing. But the 61st day is effectively you are no longer an employee. here is your PTO payout, and here is the severance package, of which your tenure for the company
is this much.
Is based upon,
Yeah.
and your PTO and your benefits, blah, 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 blah. So nothing prevents me from interviewing, working on my resume, sending out my resume. But if I were to need to take a job between now and 59
Which
days,
really you shouldn't have to if you're still getting paid.
I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Right, I shouldn't have to. Like, you know,
I mean, you could be like, well, I can't start until
right. If I accept any type of job offer, it would be, you know, contingent upon I can't start until July 1st. If that's a problem, then thank you for the opportunity, but I'll have to look elsewhere.
Yeah.
So my can't start date is really pretty much July 1st. As long as I get to there.
Interesting.
After 26 years, I have a full year's pay plus the 60 days, which amounts to 14 months of my current salary to find the next.
Well, their loss.
It is. And the conversation that I had with my manager, who is only 5 months deep, it was, you know, I'm very matter of fact about it at this point because I had known it was coming. Like I knew,
because you've been teased with it for a couple of years
since 2018.
Yeah.
Like I knew it was a thing. It was just how serious are people going to be taking this?
Yeah.
When the first set of displacements started happening in February, March, it was like, okay, yeah, I need to make sure that my ducks are already in a row and start preparing for the inevitable. So it was almost like a kid that knows all the things that are wrapped under the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's like, I can still appreciate and I'm still glad to have these things, but the shock and awe of unwrapping something and being like, oh shit, that's what's here is gone. Like it was hard to shock me. So the conversation I'm having with my manager was almost like, okay, so I'm asking the questions that I needed to ask and whatnot. And I said, really, the most important thing to me, and it was the thing that really got me towards the end that started to get me a little like choked up, was that it was important to me to understand that my displacement wasn't due to my lack of work effort or something that I did that put me on a list that said I was deficient or I didn't put out enough effort. I said, that's not what this is. And he was like, absolutely not. And I said, and that's important to me because the kind of, like, I'm not special in any other way outside how hard my integrity and how hard I try at stuff. So when it comes to things that I can tell my kids about how to do well at things, it's you work hard and you do your best. You're going to fail, you're going to make mistakes, but you bust your ass. And that's the lesson. I said, I bust my ass. Every day I come in here and I bust my ass.
Yeah.
I don't claim to know everything. And over the length of 26 years that I've been here, I have forgotten a number of stuff. I am probably less sharp on the command line than I was when I started. But I have learned to transition that effort into making other people better, mentoring, shepherding, teaching, answering questions that are abstract of a command line thing and being a leader. Like all of that shit is something that I've had to put my work effort into, working a 16-hour day and slamming shit on a keyboard into working a 16-hour day. And how can I help you? Like, what are you working on? Well, I know that person. I'll put them in contact with you and we can solve those problems. I said, and my manager was like, it's not that. I'm like, okay, well then.
Yeah.
I mean, this is inconvenient, but
Yeah.
you're letting. I said, I told him like we could do amazing shit, and it's unfortunate that my zip code got in the way of this. And he's like, yeah, yeah, that 100%. And you know that someone in these conversations is like handcuffed to what they can say.
Oh, absolutely.
I had for the last 2 weeks, I had effectively draft emails of like my farewell things, which I wanted after 26 years in a place. It was like, there are people. There will always be complaints with very few people are doing the things that are fucking passionate about.
Yeah.
I would say most people are doing something to pay bills that perhaps they're good at, but they're always going to have criticism or complaints about. I was no different. But there were people along the way of my career that I wanted to make sure they knew that I was appreciative that they were in my orbit. So I'm like, I have to make sure that I can send this out to these people and this out to these people. And in general, like, hey, man, like, I'm not going out and like lighting Molotov cocktails and throwing people under the bus. Like, I know this. I know as someone that has been there for other people that have left with knowledge that, like, what was he working on? What did they know? Like, what was that project? No one knows what the fuck dude was working on or lady was working on.
Right.
Or, man, that was abrupt. I didn't even get a chance to say blah, 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 blah.
Right.
The last 2 to 3 weeks, I have been working up, like, I had an email with attachments of, like, my notes and how-tos that I sent off to a guy. As soon as I asked my manager, I'm like, I need to send 3 emails. I said, 1 email is a thing with 5 attachments that include my notes and a link to my OneDrive share that has all of the things, my how-tos and my game plans for all the stuff that I've been working on for the last 4 months. I said, I need to send that out to someone because I can't figure out how to share my personal OneDrive because I think it's locked down. I said, and I have 2 other emails that are just farewell mails.
Is that all right?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
He's like, HR frowns upon it, but I know you, and that you're not going to be up to you're not going to fucking light a bomb.
You're not going to be like,
hashtag,
fuck you.
Right. I said, I promise you, these things are all cordial. They're all above board. I'm not going to say anything.
Right.
It's all warm, fuzzy shit. And he was like, go ahead. And I opened up my 3 drafts, attachment out, my 1 to my homies out, my 1 to the team out, and I went,
I'm done.
and I think I saw in the 5 minutes where I started closing stuff down, I had to do one timesheet thing, close that down. I think I saw 2 or 3 mails pop in. It was like, oh man, and I wasn't the only person that lost their job that Tuesday.
Yeah.
I was among a number of people. So things were starting to come in, and I went, the rules say I have to go. And so I started shutting stuff down. I didn't see most of the replies, and there is no way for me to see most of those replies. But I did get a text from another gentleman who was like, man, we ended up having to have a meeting where they disclosed that positions were left today. And he was like, there was nothing but good things to say about it. And I'm like,
You didn't drop your personal email in there?
I did, but not everyone responds to those. I did a couple.
Yeah.
But the gentleman that said stuff, he's like, there were a number of replies to your thing, and I just wanted you to know that people had nothing. But I was telling Venus, I was like,
good.
I never carried myself like an asshole anyway.
Sure.
Like all I want to do is help people. I want to help people do the job because I care about my job and I care about doing a good job.
Yeah, think about the people that are left are just like,
Right.
what the fuck?
Right. There were people that showed up to work today that work a Wednesday to Saturday shift that were like, where are these other 5 people? And it was like, yesterday they were displaced. So
Yeah.
we had a family meeting last night. We're not averaging long. I spoke to the kids. I'm like, this is what's happening. This is a crude way to announce that Piper was accepted to UC Santa Barbara and will be attending UC Santa Barbara in the fall. Piper will continue to attend and go to UC Santa Barbara in the fall. Things will get covered. The paths are set.
Yeah.
Like, nothing changes for the family. Bills will continue to get paid. Venus and I have been planning and making contingencies for all of these things because that's the type of fiscal responsibility we expect in the
But do you
household.
have a will?
No. No. She did make an appointment.
Okay.
I don't know when it is.
All right.
She did make an appointment with a person, someone that helped her mom and her grandpa in Auburn, who her mom was like super impressed with. So that is
That's
on
happening.
deck. That is
Nice.
on deck.
Good deal.
We will probably need to speak to a retirement specialist and a tax person for next year as we deal with all the shenanigans that's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
But we will be okay.
Yeah.
It is inconvenient.
You're going to get another job. It's not.
Sure. I have irons in the fire to a number of contacts, but my start dates for all those things will still be relative to my 60 days because to pull the plug this early would be to leave a grotesque amount of money on the table before July 1st. And as much as I love all these people, I just need to please let Daddy get paid.
60 days.
Please let Daddy get paid. And I have nothing concrete, but I feel like this is one of those things where the kind of person that I am has created contacts of people that legitimately have options for me.
Yeah.
Nothing is a guaranteed lock, but I have surrounded myself with people who have come and gone from the enterprise itself who are like,
if you ever need it.
If it's not a reference, it's and specifically we've talked about the person that's like, you could do Department of Defense stuff or FBI stuff or government contract stuff on the easy because of your experience and because you're a domestic resident, a citizen of the United States, and that you don't have any criminal background. Like, fuck,
you're not an MS-13 member?
Right. I'm not a citizen of Venezuela or Guatemala or any South American country.
I was born here.
Right. I'm not a gang affiliate or adjacent.
You're just a white guy.
I'm just a white dude, man. I'm the plainest of white dudes.
That's terrible. That's a terrible joke.
I know. Fucking wow.
That's where we're at, but that's a terrible joke.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have options and I have contacts, but for the meantime, I'm certainly taking an opportunity after 26 years of busting my ass. I've seen
it. It's broke.
It is so broke. That's why I don't ride a bike because it could not get any broke ick.
Yeah.
I'm taking a beat. I thought I'd be smart ass and sleep in today, but obviously anyone that's gotten up at the normal alarms for decades at a time, it doesn't
pop up.
It doesn't really happen.
Yeah. Some of us just get up at 3:15.
Right. I have a laundry list of shit that I would like to do and have started already in the next 60 days. I'm like, I got shit to do. So I'm not going to sit here and like eat potato chips and watch my BMI go up. I have plenty to do.
Yeah.
I have plenty to do.
Well, part of me says it's really sad. The other part of me says that's their loss.
Yeah.
And then there's another part of me that says you can do something new now.
Yes. I look at that pie chart for me is mostly their loss and mostly I'm looking forward to something new.
Yeah.
If this was the middle of 2018, I would be certainly much more distraught, nervous, anxious, and depressed that it came out of the blue and I didn't have any preparation time. But this has been tempering for quite some time, and the kind of person that I am and this family is and the people I surround myself with, like it would be hard to not be prepared after it's 2025. This has been 7 years stewing. Yeah.
I mean, it's the whole thing, right? So, that's what I said in the text was like, it's the whole thing. Like doors open and doors and closing and,
Right. I have certainly been more introspective about did I leave a good impression on the people that I worked with?
I would say yeah.
And I think so. I think all the feedback I've gotten is yes, but you don't know for sure. It's like people when they're
fucking guy.
Yeah, I never liked him. His jokes were never funny.
Fuck.
I'm trying to figure out why the fucking drive isn't, and then he's like, "Hey, who wants to play grab ass?" And I'm like, well,
they're like, that pedo fucker.
I know.
Is finally gone.
I've seen his van. It has no windows. Okay. It says ice cream, but there's no ice cream.
And Hannah Montana tickets.
Yeah. What? Fucking. Are you kidding me? Taylor Swift bracelets for free? No one does that. Not even on Etsy.
Yeah.
No one's that kind.
Yeah.
So, things will continue. The Earth will continue to orbit and revolve.
I don't believe that.
And
for a second,
my self-worth is not levied by the employment that I no longer have. It's that I was a good employee. And I'm gonna get. I still get paid.
Right.
I'm still getting paid.
I know.
And that's the
bonkers.
Weird, that's the weird part.
Yeah.
And then, it could be a summer of total physical activity.
Summer of love.
Right. Like I bought a bike. Now I've got time to fucking fix a truck. And
now you have to buy a bike because I need someone to go riding with.
Move my daughter to fucking... You're just saying that because I have a truck with a truck bed that you won't have to stuff a CRV
Oh, shit, I didn't even think about that.
Fucking... Fix your truck so we go riding to Folsom, bitch.
Well, you have the Dodge now.
I do need... Well, yes. I'm trying to get it. It's not mine yet.
Oh.
It's not. I'm in possession.
It's here.
It's here. He does need it back. He's like, I need to make dumb.
You're like, Dad, we need to go biking.
Dad. He's like, oh, you already have a truck. Why don't you fix the truck you have?
You're like, I had a truck before I gave you this truck.
Fuck you. Dad. Well, how about I just don't give you that pink slip at all?
How about we just trade trucks and then you have the broken truck?
Well, how about I just tow this and leave it in your yard like this one was until I took it.
That's right.
With the battery drained. And he'd be like, I'll just come down and get that one with my tickets. Or tickets. Keys.
That's some funny shit.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason for everything.
There is. And my family will be okay.
Yeah. And we'll figure out how it's going next week.
Yes. And on that note, you should return the cart.
You should wash your ass.
Wash your hands.
You should check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Register to vote.
Do the kindness.
Pick up a broom, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
It was the mountain bike episode.
I can't imagine what this one's going to be called.
It was like 80%.
That's crazy.
It was drop my post, bitch.
It's not panty dropper, it's dropper post.
Yeah, dropper post.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.